Hey Panthers students, this is Mr. Conrad. Wanted to take some time with you to review our PBIS expectations. This segment is called Panthers on Zoom, Ready to Learn. As all of you know, we have our 3 R's of being respectful, responsible, and ready to learn. And this week I wanted to start with talking about what that means within the environment of online learning. When it comes to being ready to learn, there are a number of things that we expect our students to do, and this not just helps them, but it also helps all the other students in class because we are a part of a community, and the way we behave affects the educational experience for others. So first I want to talk about within our Zoom chart that you see here, what does it mean to be ready to learn? First of all, when you're coming into a Zoom session, you want to make sure you have your materials ready so that if you already know there's going to be an assignment or notes or something that you're going to be reviewing in the class with your teacher, please make sure you prep some time ahead of the Zoom session to have those on hand so that you don't have to take class time trying to locate that information. We also need to make sure that all students are following the dress code. Even though you're not in the school building, you are still in our classes digitally. And so we do need to make sure that the clothes that you're wearing are following our school dress code just like you were on campus. Please make sure that you have water or anything that you need to take care of your physical needs before that Zoom session gets started. It's good to have a bottle of water near you or a glass of water near you in case you get thirsty while you're interacting with your fellow students and teachers on Zoom, because we want to minimize the amount of times that you have to get up and leave the session. We want you to be there so that you're not missing anything when it comes to instruction. That also leads into the next thing, which is making sure you use restroom before class, right? There are going to be breaks in between each class session. And of course, there's also going to be asynchronous time when you're not necessarily in and focused and learning with the rest of the students. You want to make sure that you're using the restroom and taking care of your needs at those times when you're not in that synchronous session with other students, with your teacher instructing, because again, you don't want to miss anything. Please make sure that when you're coming into the Zoom session that the environment around you is helping you to learn. You want to make sure you have a quiet space that's set where you're able to have access to the things that you need. You may even want to use headphones to make sure that the noise coming through the computer and from the class is not something that's distracting the other people in your home or workspace. Now, when it comes to interacting with your teachers and with the students online, you want to make sure that you're able to answer polls and questions promptly. Your teachers are going to be reaching out and asking you all kinds of things. This is what they do to check your understanding. They want to make sure that you're engaged with instruction. They want to make sure that you're understanding what they're teaching you, because if you don't, they need to go back and review that or provide you with additional learning experiences. And so please be prompt and ready. Now, one of the things this means is that sometimes your teacher might ask for you to turn your camera off while you're in a Zoom session or mute while you're in a Zoom session, but you still have to be listening and engaged so that if they ask for you to respond, you're able to very quickly unmute yourself and respond to answer that question or to check that understanding to make sure that the lesson as a whole is able to move on. If you're not ready and prompt to be able to do that, then the whole lesson is going to slow down, and that's going to impact everybody's learning. So please make sure during those sessions that you're ready to go. There might be times when, because of a technology issue, you need to adjust your video or something like that is going on, but that doesn't mean you're leaving the computer station or not paying attention to what's on screen. You need to make sure you're staying engaged. And that leads into being an active participant. When your teacher is asking questions or utilizing different prompts, make sure you use the raise the hand signal within Zoom to signal that you're ready to participate and ask a question or answer something that your teacher is giving. The last thing that I want to review is to ask you to avoid multitasking. What I mean by this is that when you're learning, just like we would ask you to do if you're in the physical environment, please be focused just on that class. We know many of you have responsibilities and things that you need to do while you're at home, but we ask that while you're in a class, to be focused on that class. If you're trying to do one class, but at the same time, watch another video or listen to something else, your attention is going to be divided and you're not going to pick up the material that your teacher's trying to teach you. So it's very important to remain focused in just taking on that one class and not doing other things. Now, if you're in a situation where you're having to take care of a younger sibling or you're having to help somebody else who's engaging in their online learning, we understand that that can happen, but please keep those distractions to a minimum. And also, if there's something you're having to do, please make sure that it's not going to be something that's distracting the other individuals who are in your classroom seeing what's happening in your video feed. Once again, this is Mr. Conrad here talking to you about what it means to be ready to learn in Zoom. Thank you very much for your attention and your participation in this session, and we look forward to seeing you in your classes. Have a great day.